It's just different.
My name is Mike Carlson. I'm from way up north in Wisconsin, in a little town called Superior. Growing up there was a challenge because there's not a lot of basketball in the area. Everyone either plays hockey or is out hunting. But I was able to pursue my dream and find a way out and find a way to keep playing ball. A month before I turned 17, I was 6'4" and 144 pounds. I was definitely the skinniest guy for a long time. Being not as athletic, not as strong, not as fast, not as quick, was a great challenge for me to have at such a young age to learn how to play the game. To be a professional was a dream that every kid has, but it wasn't a reality. I was like, okay, let me see if I can play college basketball first. And I became pretty addicted to training. I was never recruited. No colleges called me, no letters, no interest. I wasn't going to quit because other people couldn't see what I was capable of at that time. I went to a Division III school and then I didn't even play. I played 4 minutes a game. Not many guys who played on the JV team at a D3 school say, I'm gonna try to go Division II and try to get a scholarship. But I grew an inch, I was a little bit stronger, I was a little bit taller, I was a completely different player than I was the year before. And luckily I found a space at Truman State. It's really all you can ask for as a basketball player, it's just an opportunity. I told myself during my redshirt year, I'm gonna put everything I have into this game. I was behind physically, I needed a year to grow, I needed a year to develop. So I really took advantage of that time. At the end of that year, it was great because Coach Schrader said, Mike, really happy with how you worked, you were dedicated, all this and that, we're gonna give you a scholarship. And hands down, of all the things that I've accomplished in my basketball career, that is top 2 or 3. In classic Mike fashion, I get a good thing and then a week later, they fire the coach and they bring in a new coach. The first thing he says to me is, Mike, you can't play for me. I'll help you find another school, but I don't want you on my team. Oh, shit. What am I gonna do now? It's like, guy just punched me in the stomach and I don't know what to do. I took a deep breath, I wanted to cry. And I looked at him and I said, look man, you gotta give me a chance. Like, let me work out. You haven't even seen me play. You don't even know what I can do. Put me with the guards, put me with the bigs, whatever you, like, let me at least show you what I can do. You know, my first 2 years of playing at Truman were tough, but we kept working, kept progressing. I used to have a flip phone, you know, and I remember I had it for years, and every time I booted it up, I wrote, so the first message that came across was All-American. Being named an All-American was a really cool moment for me. Being able to play in the D2 All-Star game was also a really, really cool experience. And then yeah, setting the school record for points against Missouri S&T with 48 in a game. I was just so tired after the game, I was exhausted. I hear the announcer say, you know, Mike Carlson with a new school record, 48 points. What? Like, I had no idea that I had that many. Those 3 memories from my senior year will definitely stay with me. My pro career, I started off going to Australia for a summer, which was a lot of fun, but it wasn't that serious of basketball. And then I got the opportunity to go to Spain and play in the Lab Oro. You know, I remember my first 3-4 months in Spain was really, really hard. New culture, new language, being that far away from home, it was a little bit overwhelming. You know, went to San Sebastian my 3rd year. GBC wanted to sign me back to play in the ACB. The ACB for me, I knew that was the highest level of basketball that I was probably ever gonna play. After 3 years, I got that opportunity and they sent me the contract, I signed it. A couple days after I signed that contract, just a fluke injury, you know, just trying to go around a guy, not jumping or anything, just trying to get around him on defense, and it was a torn meniscus, which as far as knee injuries goes, usually you hear meniscus and you're like, oh, that's no big deal. I told the club and they're like, oh, that's no big deal. Just come on over here. We'll do the surgery. We'll do whatever. And you'll be back playing in, 6-7 weeks or whatever. I was talking to the surgeon there in America, and he was like, look, man, like if they cut your meniscus, they're going to cut basically all of it. You're going to be able to play, but you're going to have problems in the next 2-3 years. We can do this other surgery where it's going to be a lot longer recovery. It'll be 6-7 months down. I'm going to choose to do the longer surgery. I'm going to get rid of my contract with GBC and kind of give up the opportunity to play in the ACB in order to have a longer career. And that was a really, really tough decision to make. But ultimately, right now I can say, 5 years past the fact, it was definitely the right decision. My first game in the ACB, it really was a dream. And before that, there were some bad days, some bad moments in Italy, and even during that summer when I couldn't find a team that I wanted to play for and I didn't have a job. I made it here. I earned a spot on this team. I earned my right to play in this league. And I didn't feel like I had anything to prove. I was just going to go out there and just do what I had been doing for years and years before. A big moment for me. Denai, I don't know how many times she told me, but she said, I always dream of you playing in a Yunbei and you making a 3 and the fans going crazy. She put that idea in my mind to keep me motivated, to keep me going. And she was almost right. She was almost 100% right, minus the fans because of the COVID. It was kind of funny because we were expecting to lose that game, and here we are in the fourth quarter. We're right there with them. It's a close game. We had a second and a half or so, 2 seconds to win the game. And we had a shot to beat the second best team in the ACB, and we were on the bottom at the time. I hear my coach on the sideline say, "Si, Mike, lo tienes," which means, yeah, Mike, you got it. And in that moment, I heard him as I'm catching the ball. I got a good look at the rim and let it fly, and the ball went in, and we won that game. And it was the best moment of basketball I've ever had in my life.